And then once you done with the research, okay, you collect all the necessary information, and then related to the customer needs, and then you start gathering information from customer in order to verify whether it is really what customer needs, and maybe customer can give you some information, valuable information that you don't have before, all right, that you can include in the product. Okay, so how to gather information from the customers? The first one, you can conduct the interviews with customer. All right, this is actually usually the marketing and sales department task. All right, okay, where continuous meeting with the current and potential customer can be conducted. Right, and then focus groups, a moderated discussion with 6 to 12 customers or targeted customer of a product, customer complaints. All right, maybe from the customer complaints, it is actually a way to learn about the needs for product improvement. Okay, okay, if you can see in the website, we want all the products, okay, like if you buy online, okay, maybe you can give a review from the product. Okay, you can give your review, you can give the ratings to the product. So if the seller, okay, feel like to learn something from that, so it will be like a valuable information to them. Right, and then warranty data, important source of data on the quality of an existing product. And then customer service. Okay, usually under the design project, you are required to prepare one questionnaire, one set of questionnaire to conduct this customer service. All right, the customer service is necessary, also important, in order to gain the opinions about the redesign. Okay, because usually in the design project, you tend to add the new features, right? Or maybe you want to create the something new, products that are well understood by the public, right? If the product does not meet the customer requirements, or the customer feels like it is not important for them, so it is not marketable, right? You cannot sell the product, you cannot make a profit from the product. Okay, so that's the motivation. Okay, so these are the steps or activities involved in constructing a survey instrument. I think you are familiar with this. Alright, starting from the determine the survey purpose. Okay, maybe in a short paragraph, you just state the purpose of the survey. Okay, so that the respondents can understand, or the customer can understand. Alright, and then determine the type of data collection method to be used. Identify what specific information is needed. Alright. Okay, so maybe you need to know a little bit on their background. Okay, design the question. Okay, so it is important that you design properly the questionnaire. Okay, design the questionnaire properly so that you can get the valid result, the accurate result. Okay, there are three categories of question, which is attitude question, how the customer feel or think about something; knowledge question, question asked to determine whether the customer knows the specific about a product or service; and the last one is behavior question, usually contain phrases like how often, how much, or when. Okay, and then arrange the order of questions. All right, do not mix up with the like these three types. All right, like in the first question you ask about the attitude, and then you jump the next question, you jump to the behavior question. Okay, and it will like give the leads to the inaccurate result, because the respondents tend to um, get confused with how to answer the question. Alright, and then pilot the survey. Do a pilot on a smaller sample group and review the reported information. Okay, you do the pilot test first in order to see whether the question is accurate or not. Okay, whether you can get the what you want. Alright, you can get the answer. Is that really what you want from that questionnaire? Alright, and administer the survey. Okay, and which means that you need to know the size sample, how many respondents that you want to approach, right? And then how you are going to analyze the result, okay, which is usually we use the statistical analysis. Okay, so these are general rules in writing question. Do not use jargon or sophisticated vocabulary. Bear in mind that the layman terms will need to be used in the questionnaire, right? Because the users are not understand the engineering terms. Maybe they are not familiar with the engineering terms. They cannot understand what you are going to ask, right? Questions can have the following types of answer. Maybe you want to ask in yes or no or don't know or not sure. A Likert type skills or rating skill styles. Okay, maybe on 1 to 5 skills, right? Maybe the rank order from descending order or preference, an order choice, which is choose B over D. Okay, maybe you want to have open-ended question, right? Open-ended question, but you cannot put too much open-ended question because maybe the customer not willing to answer with in the long by giving the long words or the long sentences. Okay, so this is the example of the survey, example of questionnaire of the product improvement survey. I believe that with these current technologies, it is easier for you to reach out to the people, to the publics. All right, to prepare the survey, you can create the Google form that you can send online to the publics to answer the survey. So it is much easier. All right, so you can see here it used the in the survey it used the Likert scale 1 to 5. Sorry, it is used the scale 1 to 5 scale, and then this just a little bit on the open-ended question. All right, would you will be willing yes or no question, and then the related, and then the subsequent question of if the respondent answer yes. All right, so this is like give like comfortability to the respondent or to the customer to the to answer. All right, it is more convenient for the customer to answer the survey. So okay, once we receive the response from the respondents, how we are going to evaluate the customer survey. Some of the method to evaluate customer response: calculate the average score for each question, take the number of times of a feature or attribute of a design mentioned in the survey. Okay, or maybe you can use Pareto chart or pie chart to see the percentage. Alright, okay, you can see here the question number. In A, frequency of response plotted against question number. Okay, so let's say it has 14 questions. Alright, the frequency of the response where 1 is the highest. Okay, but here in the Pareto plot, it changed from the descending order. Okay, in order to see the response rate of the question numbers. Okay, so that you know which question is the most important for you to look at, right? Okay, that's for the identifying the customer needs. All right, next we move on to the customer requirements. All right, which means that we need to understand. All right, we need to be clear on the customer, on what customer wants. All right, so here under this customer requirements, we will be discussing on the different views of customer requirements and classifying customer requirements. Okay, in order to understand these customer requirements, all right, so it is important for us to understand the hierarchy of human needs. Okay, we know that the human have a different behavior, have the different needs, have the different requirements, have the different specification. So maybe some people have the physiological needs in one product, safety and security needs, social needs, psychological needs, and self-fulfillment needs. So based on these types of the human needs we identify, okay, we know that where our product is belong to. to fulfill what types of needs. Maybe your products to fulfill the social needs or psychological needs. Okay, maybe self-fulfillment needs is more like to the high-end hobby, all right, that requires higher investment, right? Maybe. Okay, so let's move forward to the differing views of customer requirements, right? So the combination of the customer requirements and PDP requirements, which is the product development process requirements, which requires these four aspects in the design process. Okay, which is to streamline between the customer requirements and PDP requirements, right? Which bring these four aspects: performance, time, cost, and quality. Okay, the performance describe what the design should do when it is completed and in operation. Okay, we want the product to perform very well according to our expectation, meet the requirements, meet our analysis after testing. Time describes all time aspects in design, mainly to reduce PDP cycle time, which is time to market. We try to find the strategic plan, right? To find the most feasible way in order to reduce this time to market, so that we can deliver the product quickly. Or maybe we are in the competition, all right, which means that the product is in very competitive market, right? So that we want to release the product into the market faster compared to the competitor. Right? And then cost pertains to all monetary aspects of the design and a paramount consideration of the design. Cost is one also consideration that we need to take account, where we want to bring the profit to the organization. So that it is important in the design stage we can consider on how to optimal the cost. Optimal here, which means that we find the optimal solution in reducing the cost. Alright, maybe we can use the alternative material, but in the same time we don't jeopardize the performance, and it does not affect the performance of the product. That requires the detailed analysis. That's what we are going to do in this design project. And then the last one is quality, which is a complex characteristics with many aspects and definition. Okay, so a good quality of product is defined as the features that are able to retain its function to satisfy the needs. Okay, so there are 8 basic dimensions of quality. Okay, which is what we can look upon on the quality itself alone. Alright, quality alone. Performance, features, reliability, durability, service ability, conformance, aesthetics, and also perceived quality. Okay, so performance is the primary operating characteristics of product. If the product is not perform well, no one will buy the product. Okay, reliability, the probability of product failing or malfunctioning within a specified time period. Let's say if the user buy the product, but after 1 month, the product is failing. So there is something wrong with the product. So that also the designer and engineer need to consider. Durability also a measure of product life, and so on.